Welcome to Mentally Aware with Joy Eneh-Oji. And our program tonight is Mentally Aware with Joy Eneh-Oji. The question is, why actually should we be mentally aware? Before you can actually be mentally aware, you should actually know what mental health is. You should understand the challenges or issues or mental health challenges or illnesses. You should also understand how life hits hard and how to cope when life hits you before you can actually be mentally aware. In the days I was challenged with mental health, the major challenge then was actually the fact that I could not understand what I was going on. Like it was a case of, I don't even know what mental health challenge is. Do you understand what it is that every day you're treating malaria, you treat typhoid, you keep treating different things. And each time you are done, you are still having that low energy. You are thinking, I don't know what is going on. You are sick, you are having headaches, you are having weaknesses. Sometimes you are hating yourself for nothing. Before I rush, let me quickly slow down, introduce myself properly. I was actually doing that for me to wait for others to join us. All right. Welcome to Mentally Aware. My name is Joy Eneh-Oji. I'm a certified mental health and addiction counselor, trauma recovery coach, and emotional well-being coach. Right now, I say welcome. Now, the program is Mentally Aware. One of the major reasons of bringing up this program to you tonight every Friday evening is because the world needs to be mentally aware. Mental health awareness is an important topic to be discussing every day of our life. Mental health awareness, even if we are 1 million in this country, it will not be enough. Because we have how many point something billion people in the country, Nigeria itself. And 1 in every 8 is depressed, is having mental health challenge. And among this 1 in 8 that is mentally challenged, we have among this whole billion, we have few of 100 of psychiatrists. So it's more like 100 psychiatrists to more almost 44,000 persons. So how are we going to be able to reach out to this? And this is the reason why we must promote mental health. Whether you're connected to understand, whether you're connecting to heal, whether you're connecting to have clarity, whether you're connecting to educate, whatever the reason is, everybody needs the topic of mental health. Now, why you must be mentally aware? Number 1, early signs prevents breakdown. Early signs prevents breakdown. For instance, if you follow us every Friday, we learning different topics, how to keep mental health, how to promote your mental, how to build resilience, how to heal, how to seek for help when you need to. We'll be breaking the myth, we'll be breaking everything and sorting out the issue, especially the reason why people don't seek help. And me and you knows the stigma associated to mental health, with the shame, and some of them actually does not even know what is wrong with them. So, and this program will be talking about you understanding to know when you are challenged. You also be learning to help another. You can also become a counselor, a coach on your own by learning and following up whatever we'll be talking about. I don't know if you're among the people who has heard about mental health, and as if it's now ringing everywhere. I was with someone yesterday. He mentioned, I wouldn't like not this issue. People like portraying themselves without being an expert into what they are doing, because it's not just about experience. We are also trained experts. So it's not about just the experience. So we experience mental health issue, but we don't want to see anyone commit suicide. Do you know why? Suicide is number 4 cause of death around the world globally. People are committing suicide. The teenagers are committing suicide. Children are committing suicide. The adults are committing. Women are dying on daily basis. Women die in pregnancy because of postpartum depression. People die because of every issues. Do you even know there's depression? Existing is a mental health challenge. But before we talk about the types of mental health, that will be coming in other episodes. But tonight we are just focusing on understanding what is mental health. What actually is mental health? Now, I will not be giving you definition that you can dig on ChatGPT or definition you're going to be digging on Google. I'll be giving you definition that when you are sleeping, you will remember what I said. That's me for you. All right. Mental health is the way we think, is the way we feel, and the way we behave. If you know these three things, you hardly forget it. So if please you can hear me, can you put what I said in the comment section? Mental health is the way you think, is the way you feel, and the way you behave. That means it affects the way you think, emotionally affecting your mind. It also affects your feelings. It also affects what the outcome is, because the way you behave is more like, when they say garbage in, garbage out, whatever you garbage into your mind is what the life also garbage out. And that's why they said as the heart, when the heart is filled with bitterness, the person begins to exhibit bitterness. I will define it again. Mental health is the way you think, the way you feel, F-E-L-L, and the way you behave. This behavior is the way you act, is the social behavior, the way you treat people, the way you talk in public, the way you react, how your relationship with people, the way you think. Is it persistent always? You're always persistently thinking negative. Even when, some of us, some Christians, they will go to church. Some Muslims, they go to worship. Even when they finally comes back, they are also having issues. They actually believe in whatever the promise is that they got from the mosque or the church. So it's not that there's a problem, and it's just because that the mental health is poor. Now, whenever we talk about mental health, people feel there's a whole lot of misconception on mental health. I'll also be continue to talk about that definition. I have to go back to talk about that definition. Anything that affects the way you think, affects the way you feel, affects the way you behave has affected your mental health. Because when we talk about mental health, don't say it's for white people. No. It's for the depressed. No. Someone that is depressed is having mental health illness. But every human being on earth has mental health, because every human being on earth has the way we are thinking, having the way we are feeling, have the way we behave. So whatever distorts all of this has distorted life. Now, when it comes to the definition, I will tell you that it's not about just the way you think and act. It's also the way you handle stress. It's also the way you relate to others and the way you make your choices. And this is the reason why when people are mentally challenged, they hardly take decisions on their own. Yes. Low self-esteem, lack of confidence in oneself affects you from taking decision of your own. You have to seek validation before you take any step. You want to check, you want everybody to approve it. Those things are not actually right. In the world that we are into right now, many people are hurt. They don't know who to meet. A whole lot of things are going wrong. And if you don't know what to do on internet, even internet will also cause you pain. If you don't know how to handle your time, the time also will begin to control you. Now, when we talk about mental health, once something affects the way you think, that thing will definitely affect your life. That is why mental health generally affects the productivity of one's life. Now, just like in my case, by the time I got my job as a lecturer in the university, I was doing my job pretty well. I was so productive. I was loving my job, because the truth is that I actually wanted to be a teacher from childhood, and actually got what I wanted. And at the moment, and this years, I was enjoying myself. One of the best staff, the kind of thing. Someone that is so active, productive, so knowledgeable. But when grief came, grief is one of the things that could lead to mental health issues. But I've not come there. That's why I said we are taking this teaching step by step. Today is about talking about what mental health is. Yes, let me pause a bit. Okay, welcome, Mr. Peace. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining tonight. So, when we talk about mental health, it affects the way we behave. Then there are so many people, when they are having challenges in life, they don't even know how to handle it. In the midst of this, they break down. Just like in my case, I lost my younger brother. And it's not just about losing him. It's someone I've already spent everything I had to take care of. It's someone I was taking from hospital every day, returning back, taking him every day, from there to get drugs. You know, the stress itself of watching your own kid brother dying. And at the end, you even have to borrow money. You even have to borrow things. You have to do a lot of things. And just one day, I stopped work because of him. I didn't go to work for like 3 good months. I didn't report to work. I didn't go for my lectures at all because I was the only one available to be carrying him around. And it got to a time that they wanted to allow me, you know, there's a query from the office. If you don't report, they will stop your salary and all that. And I asked myself, will they stop the salary that I'm even looking for? This is what I'm waiting for me to even use to take care of my brother. So that same day I excused, let me quickly go and sort my thing out. That same day I excused, let me just go and come back. And only for me to come back and I was told that he's already in the mortuary, you know. It's a story that breaks people. Just like you are hearing me. Maybe your case, you are grieving, you're mourning as I'm talking to you. Maybe you've gotten news that the one you've taken care of is gone. Maybe you've gotten news that your mom, your dad, you may be grieving as I'm talking to you. Grieve is not the end of the world. Grief doesn't mean that the world has forsaken you. When it's time to grieve, take your time to grieve. But when you are mentally aware, you will understand to some point a place where you encourage yourself. Because when you are mentally sound, it comes to a time you ask yourself, how long would I break down? How long will I mourn? How long? Imagine if I was able to hear some of the word of the counselors those days. Pastors were coming, individuals were coming. Please, darling, can you slow down? You know, I was thinking, they can't replace him a lot. I didn't know my health is damaging. A whole lot of things are going wrong. If not by his mercy, I won't actually be here. But we thank him for mercy. We are talking about mental health. And we say this affects the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we behave, how we handle stress of life. You see, this thing we call stress. Life on its own is filled with battle. Life on its own is a battlefield. Life is a place where you don't even actually collect the product you paid for. Yes. Sometimes you are sewing into something, you are not able to read that thing. Another thing will change. Imagine, how do you explain the situation? As I'm actually giving you the story, can you tell me what you understand by mental health? I'm actually supposed to ask you the question earlier. Just, can you, all this why, can you be truthful? Can you tell me what actually anytime you hear mental health, what do you normally think? Don't lie. Don't lie. Anytime you hear mental health, what do you actually think it is? Like, if not about, I've defined this tonight, what do you normally think it is? And you can drop that in the comment section while I continue my story. As a lecturer, I remember one day I was lecturing and they came and excused one of my students. And as they excused, I was like, I hope he's well. I'm lecturing. Why would you come and excuse? They said, please, ma, we need your presence. I excused them and they told me that the girl in question, they just excused her, that the parents involved in fatal accident. And the parents with the 2 siblings, and she's the only surviving one. And you see, life will come the way you don't expect. No one. What mental health is whatever affects the mind. Yes. Do you know that before, or you just felt it is now? You know, some people when they hear mental, they say it's madness. So we're going to be sorting those things out in mental aware with Joy. Then I go back to the story. This girl lost the parents and lost the sibling. At this stage, do you think this girl will be living a cool life? Do you think she's okay? Do you think that she's fine? No. That incident has affected the way she thinks, affected the way she feels, because the feeling is now zero. She don't have any feeling. She'll be thinking that someone has forsaken the person. And this girl lost parents. How do you manage this case? You just wake up, you lose the most important person in your life. Life on its own is a battlefield. And you are asking me, why do I need to be mentally aware? You have to be mentally aware because as soon as you know, you will not break down the way you'd have broken if you didn't know. In my case, I was shattered for 3 years. But imagine if I was aware, I would be telling myself, Madam, you better pause Just like I'm talking now, maybe you have told yourself, nobody can replace my dad, replace my sister, replace this loss, replace the fact that I've lost businesses. Life is a battle. You must be mentally aware, in the sense that you should be aware that life comes and it hits you so hard sometimes. Sometimes you buy what you didn't even budget for. This life is not where you come, you mock any individual. Because if you mock someone, your case might be worse than the person's case. I don't know, getting me. Somebody is traveling and had an accident and loses one leg, and that's a battle. Someone just suddenly lose a job. That's a battle. Someone just suddenly develop cancer from nowhere. Oh, you have breast cancer, and this one, you have kidney issue. And I don't know if you're getting me. Life is a battle. You must be mentally aware. You must understand that everything happening to you will definitely affect your behavior, affect your relationship with others. Many people, when they are mentally aware and mentally challenged, they go about, they react differently. Some persons begin to isolate. They don't want to see anybody. They lock up in the room. Some persons, they lose interest in the things they once enjoyed. Just in my case, after the whole season, I stopped going to work. They will be calling me. If you like, call me. The vice chancellor was calling me. I was not even responding to the man. Why? Because the fact is that I don't even care about the job again. I've lost interest. And you know one thing about mental challenge? Each time you wake up, you will feel so low. You keep taking drugs and you are still weak. Another thing is that you wake up, you feel like sleeping again. Have you ever slept from like 7 p.m. or like 9 p.m. and you wake up 6 a.m., 7 a.m., but you're still having headache? You are still feeling low. Sometimes it could be something, and that's where you begin to say, I think I have malaria. But have you ever taken the malaria drugs and the thing persists? The disease of the mind is the disease of the body. The disease of the mind is the disease of behavior. The disease of the mind affects productivity. Once the mind is affected, the whole life of a man is also affected. That's why you see a woman that will just get loose in the market and begin to do the things they're not supposed to do because they are hurting. I went to shopping mall and I saw a lady who was just lashing on many people there. And when I stood there, I said, she's hurting. And somebody said, are you a mental health expert? I said, yes. He said, please, can you talk to her? She's been fighting here. So many people exhibit their own different way, okay? So whatever that succeeded to affect your mind will definitely, because just like we all know, whatever you feed your mind is, that's what that will produce for you. Garbage in, garbage out. And that's why we are in a world where the devil is fighting, the world is fighting, situation is fighting, circumstances is fighting, a lot is fighting your mind. Because whatever affects the peace of your life has affected your mind. Whatever affects your mind has affected your productivity. And that's why the program actually is for everyone. Affected everyone. Now, mental health affects our relationship. Take for instance, if you are anxious and angry often, you will push people away. During the time I was mentally challenged, there was something that was happening. After a time, I would notice even my brother, especially my mom. One day she said, every time you are sick, every time they don't understand it. That's why we are bringing this program every Friday. When you keep joining, you'll be hearing what you've not heard before. You will know when your spouse is mentally challenged. You will know when your brother, your colleague, someone around you is going through, especially the workforce, where you come to work like this. You're wondering, why is this girl? Why is this guy? Why is this woman doing like this? Could it be there is something hot in somewhere? Could it be something that she has not healed from over the years? Could it be something? But Mentally Aware with Joy Eneh-Oji is a program brought to you to do something, and I will tell you what it will be doing for you. To heal, to reinvent, you grow and you thrive. Whether you are challenged mentally, you need to be mentally aware. Whether you are not, you need to be mentally aware, because you might save the nearest person close to you. You might be the one that will save your neighbor tomorrow. So I will go back again. How mental health affects our life. Number one, I said it impacts on our relationship. So if you have poor mental health, you will keep losing people. Have you been the kind that be losing relationship? You're asking yourself, why? I start a relationship, then work out or something will happen. Could it be the way you react, the way you treat people, the way you do things with people? Because as long as you have a good mental health, you will react properly. Even if anything happens in your day, you will still bounce back. And that is where resilience comes in. You understand that you're able to come back. If you're able to come back each time you have a terrible challenge, even if there's a burnout within the day, and you're able to recover yourself and bounce back, you have a good mental health. But if you come back for everything that comes around you, you will react, you will weep, you will soak the pillow at all times. That means that you are calling, so something is calling inside of you. I need help. I need healing. Everyone in this life needs to be mentally aware. Mental awareness is something that has to be happening globally, because a whole lot of issues happening in the country, Nigeria, happening around the whole world itself. So you are in a world where you can't budget what will come out of life, but you have to build yourself to be resilient. You have to build yourself to be mentally aware, so that when issues of life comes, you know how to manage your emotions. Because unmanaged emotions will lead to outbursts. My outburst could be a different thing. Now, how does mental health affect us? I mentioned in personal relationship, either positively or negatively. Also, it impacts on work. On our work, if you are stressed or depressed, you will have no performance. So when you detect those kind of things, I'll be telling you how to do it. You detect those kind of things, there's a time you just give yourself a break. You can, you know the thing here, so many people, the way they go on break is to use screen. So many people just scream that they use in fighting their depression. And that's why we have screen addiction now, social media addiction. When you see people flooding on TikTok, what they are just seeking for just to laugh out their issue. Some people have not paid the school fees. So now the school is going on long vacation. And before as it's trying to resume now, a lot of parents going into high BP. Schools also will be increasing the payment to house rents too. A lot of things to battle. There's some state that is running business, you are paying tax, and you are running a whole lot of things. I hope you're getting me. So issues of life is normal, that the battles are not peculiar to you. But one of the things that happen, you think you are the only one going through something. Whoever that is even mocking your situation, go with this word tonight. The one, even your mocker, actually, you might be better than the person. So you can't be the kind of person that is always allowing the word of someone to hurt you. Yes. If everything people say affects you, you have poor mental health. Remember, I said mental health is the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we act. So it touches our psychological being, touches our emotional being, and it touches our social lifestyle. Now, how does it impact on our life? Number 3, it affects physical health. Poor mental health can cause fatigue, insomnia, and headache. In fact, I was not sleeping. I take sleeping pills as if I'm taking water. Even after taking it, I will not sleep. This was the major challenge. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Okay, this was my major challenge those days. You understand? I was taking pills, antidepressant. There's nothing I was not taking. I don't want to mention the names here. But it came to a time I have to pause, because I knew that even when you take drugs much, there's also side effect of drugs. So I started looking for a way to heal naturally without actually going through drugs. I'll be coming there, because we are working on a book, Kick It and Start Living. Ways to heal from mental health without medication. We are working on the book, and it will be launched soon by the grace of God. So, but also, how does mental health affect us? Remember, I said it affects also our physical health and affects our decision making. Once you have issue with your mental health, you will notice that sometimes you don't even take the right decision, as if you're always making mistake, or you need someone to approve whatever. Even when you know God said do this, you still need someone to approve it at all times. You are seeking instant gratification at all times. You are seeking someone to do this and help you and all that. You know that something is wrong somewhere. That's why everyone you see, that's why globally, according to statistics, 1 in every 8 is mentally challenged. And that's why we are bringing this program, so that you'll be aware to know how to take care of yourself. So we also mentioned that it influences our spiritual life, especially in the faith-based communities. Prayer and clarity may suffer as soon as something has affected someone. You will notice that you stop praying. And that's why some people cannot remember the last time they prayed last. Yes. It's not because that they cannot pray. Problem just came, distorted them, affected everything about it. So it affected their mental health. Because as soon as it begins to affect your behavior, it has affected your mental health. That's why we define it that way. So whatever you do that affects your sleep, affect the things that should be done properly, is already affecting your mind. So we still go ahead and one mental health awareness. If you have this, I don't know how to push it and put it in you. If you are mentally aware, you will know the early signs. Just like I've mentioned one of the signs of mental, for you symptoms that when you see, you have to check yourself. That symptoms is fatigue, low energy. Even after you've done treating malaria, you have done sleeping for hours, you still return back, you are still having low energy. You are still wondering what actually is wrong with me. You are still asking, what is wrong with me? I can't even eat as I ought to eat. I can't even do this. Thank you so much, Ma. You're a gift. Amen. Thank you so much. I can't even eat the way I've been eating. Have you noticed that there's sometimes you stay away from food? It's eating disorder. And this eating disorder comes as a result of mental challenge. Because some people experience eating disorder because they are body shamed. It could be from spouse. It could be from friends, actually. We are coming to all this topic. But remember, we are talking about what actually is mental health. Because mental health affects the way you think, the way you feel, your emotions, and the way you behave. And the way you behave affects the way people see you as well. And that's why some people say, I can't deal with this person. But we that are certified, we are professionals. We understand when I hear you react in public, I already know that something is wrong somewhere. I believe that maybe you are hurting, because there are many people, we react differently. The way our faces are different, so are the way we react to things. And that's where our personality comes in. There's what is called personality disorder. We know our personalities. So when you know your personality, you will know where you belong. One of those topic we're going to be talking about personality. Just stay tuned every Friday by 7 p.m. while we deal with a lot of things. But this night we just want to establish what actually is mental health. So at next time we're talking about how do you take care of your mental health, because if you have known, you will not know how to take care of it. You know, the greatest mountain of a man is ignorance. It is not his problem. What about overindulging and eating too much? It is a disorder. Yes, we have the two types, the two major types. Is either you are eating excessively or you are not even eating at all. So it's an eating disorder. Some persons, like in my case, if I get angry or I feel I'm low, like those days I was depressed, I was eating. Like I would drive out straight to shopping mall, eat whatever I see. Like I don't care whether it's going to be affecting my health. I don't even care anything. Why? Because the way you think has been changed. That's why in therapy we reconstruct. We call it a cognitive restructuring. Because in that cognitive, we begin to structure it in such a way that you will no longer be thinking the other way around. So people indulge in eating excessively or eating whatever it is. They don't even care. Okay, how do you explain someone that is diabetic, but you said diabetic person is still drinking? It's not that the person cannot stop. It could be an addiction. It could be depression calling. Yes, it could be an addiction. It could also be depression. Depression in the sense that the person is intentionally taking those drinks in order to die. Because people commit suicide differently. Suicide is not when you actually come and hang on the tree. Those days, the doctor say, madam, stay away from soft drinks, stay away from this. That's what I drink every day. It will be paining me. I am busy drinking it because I don't want to live. I was suicidal. I don't want to live. So when you see people doing what the doctor, they go against the doctor's prescriptions. When you see them go against it, sometimes it could be mental health issue, sometimes it could be an addiction, in the sense that the person has already gotten so used to it. It's a compulsive behavior. Or the other one, the person is just taking it, then it just deteriorates. Is there even any need for living? I don't know if you're getting me. Am I too fast? Are we here? So how do you actually identify mental health issues? Okay. How do you identify mental health issue? Do you feel tired even after resting? How do you identify mental health issues? We are talking about how to identify without clinical terms. Without clinical terms, yes. You just said that something is wrong somewhere. If I know this many years ago, I wouldn't have stayed 3 months in depression. I didn't know. So, do you feel after you are done resting and sleeping, you are still tired because something is calling for healing? Do you always feel tired? Have you lost interest in the things you loved doing before? You ask yourself that question. What are the things I love? Is it a passion, a gift, or something burning in me many years ago, but it's no longer there? Because once you're affected in the mind, it could even affect your passion. So it could even affect your passion. What you'll be asking yourself is, what's this thing I love? I've been doing it, but I don't like doing it again. It could be that you are the kind that love exercising. You're the kind that love studying books. You love reading. You could be someone that has different kinds of hobby. It could be hobby of playing tennis ball or football. It could be different thing. Or you could be this kind that is social, that is always hanging around with friends. And suddenly you notice it's no longer there. It is a call that you need help. And again, do you isolate? Like, I just want to be on my own. You don't even want to associate with anybody. It's a call to check your mental health. Even as I'm talking now, we are going to be dropping a mental health check-in. It has nothing to do with whatever it is. This is going to help you to check your mental health. Towards the last part of that form, if I see there's an emergency there, I wouldn't mind giving you just like 30-minute section, and we have a section. Because we are not just doing this, we are doing it to impact life, to see life transform, change, and come back beautiful, thriving. Remember, I said that one reason and major reason why we bring this because we want nations to heal. We want that loved one healed. Even when they are physically challenged, they should be mentally sound. The reason is when no matter the challenge you are facing, you should be mentally sound. Because if you now know, nothing will take the knowledge from you. Do you isolate yourself more? Another question, remember we are doing mental checking now. Are your thoughts mostly negative or hopeless? Every time I'm done, what am I even doing here again? I think I'm tired. That's me asking yourself all these questions. Are your thoughts, when you wake up in the morning, what's your thought like? Is it maybe your thoughts like, are we going to survive in this country? Or your thought could be, Jesus, how am I going to survive today? Is it always negative? Because overthinking is a problem. If you overthink a lot, it will be affecting your behavior, affecting your emotions. So it's already affecting your mental health. I think they are dropping the mental health check-in. All you need to do is just fill the form, like use it to ascertain yourself. I will receive the response. And if there is need for counseling, I don't mind giving you a little minute counseling for free. Okay, for free, so that we can actually examine your aspect. That form is going to be helping you. It's already dropped in the comment section. Are your thoughts mostly negative? Remember, it's okay to feel those things occasionally. When it calls for problem is when it has persisted. Because there are days you come back angry. That's not mental challenge. That's not depression. That's just a sad day. Because in mental aware with joy, we are going to be breaking words. Mental health issue is not, a mom is not shouting on me, it's affecting my mental health. Those are Gen Z's ways. So mental health challenge is not about, it's about mental health, every time mental health, because that's a misconception. When people hear Gen Z here, they will just expand it for you, like the way they exaggerate it for you. Oh, my mental health is affected just because you ask them, have you read your books? You know, like I don't tell you, my mental health is affected. Affecting where? That's not mental health too. So mental health is not for the white people. They're always the ones suffering it. No. Mental health is not for those that are depressed, so that are this. It's not schizophrenia. Mental health is the good mental health of a man. The embodiment of a man. That's what it is. Just like we see a computer, like a laptop, When we say, they say we have the hard drive, this one, we have the this, we have the this. Just in the same way, the mental health, the mind of a man is the engine room of the person's life. Can you help me put it in the comment section? The mind is like the engine room of your life. The engine room, that's what controls your life. So if your mind breaks down, everything else begins to struggle. And that's why we are bringing Mental Aware with Joy Eneh-Oji, to help you build yourself, to help you know when to seek for help. Now, one of the things you should be thinking and always going for every day, anytime you wake up in the morning, tell yourself or ask yourself this question. If I were to be going through, okay, if my or someone should be going through what I'm going through now, and comes to me for counseling, what exactly would I tell the person? You know, most of us are good counselors, but we don't counsel ourselves. Every time you wake up in the morning, ask yourself that question. If maybe there is a challenge staring at you, ask yourself, if it's another person that had this challenge and comes to me, what would I tell the person? You end up telling the person everything is going to be all right. Is it not? You keep on telling the person that you are not what you are going through. Just be patient. God is going to turn it around. Can you begin to turn that words you would have said to someone, begin to say it back to yourself? Can you understand that the mind, if the mind is the control engine room of life, can you now be very, very careful how you treat it? Can you be more careful what you allow into the mind? When the life begins to throw a whole lot of things to you, can you be able to tell life, I will still bounce back no matter where? This particular program is for healing. It's an open space. It's not judgmental space. This place, we don't judge people. We don't even have the right as professional, because the way people choose to react when things happens to them is the way they know how to. So you don't judge people. You don't come and say, why would they do this? Why did they do this? So next week in our next episode, we'll be talking about the misconception, the myth around mental health and how to take care of your mental health. Thank you once again for connecting. Can I have a question? If you have a question, is there anything you don't understand, or you drop something you learned tonight in the comment section? I'm waiting for you. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Is there one thing you actually learned tonight, or your takeaway? Can I know? Or you have a question? There is a link in the comment section for you to fill and check your mental health status. It's mental health assessment form. You fill it to ascertain yourself. That will help you. You can even screenshot it when you are doing that. So that every day you come back in the night, just ask yourself, am I this? Am I okay this way? Is this happening? How am I rating this? That will be keeping you in check. It's a free form for you to fill. You can also reach out to us. The link for you to chat directly with the therapist is there. You can also book for section where you need clarity. Know when to seek for help when it comes to mental challenges. And when issues of life is overwhelming, seek for someone you trust you can talk to. It could be a professional, a counselor. It could be your loved one. It could be someone that if you discuss this thing with this person, will not judge you. There is always that one person in our life. When you feel you can't open up to that person, learn to open up to a professional. Many people, all my clients in these years of counseling and coaching, I have seen a whole lot of problem. Problem does not shock us again, but there's no problem we don't see on daily basis on our table. So when you are overwhelmed, why not seek for clarity? Why not find a way of clearing your mind from issues than trying to carry it all by yourself? When you are confused about the way to go, the purpose and the vision around your life, why not seek for counseling instead of allowing the negative thoughts overwhelm you? So when you are mentally aware, you will know when to seek help. When you are mentally aware, you will know that seeking for help of a counselor or doing anything that has to help you is not weakness. So Mental Aware with Joy is a program bring to you for us to heal together, for us to learn the things that we don't know, so that we can actually learn and become counselors in our homes. Yes, because the program is done for you to learn, do a lot of things, and become counselors in your home as a mother, counselors to your children. Understand by the time they begin to exhibit something, say, oh, this is something wrong, I have to stop it or help my child. Especially now that it's a long vacation. I will quickly make sure that August, because it's vacation time. August will be talking about mental health in children, mental health in teenagers, how to help them, how to seek support for them. So we make sure that during that August, we are treating children and teens mental health, so that the parents also be learning the things to foresee or know, or whatever they should see in their child, to know that that child actually need help. The mind of a man is the engine room of that man's life. Thank you so much. I like that. The same way we can't say other. Exactly. Let's try to do it to ourselves. Those words you will say to someone when someone is hurting, you always tell the person, oh, nah, please, dear, please be strong in the Lord. Can you always say the same to yourself? Because when it comes to ourselves, we try to escape. So, Mentally Aware with Joy comes to an end tonight. Thank you for joining. You can also join our support group. It's for free. All you need to do, join the support group, and you'll be receiving daily content that will be keeping you lively, keeping you aware. You know that kind of content that something has just gone wrong in the day, and you came back to just open the support room and you just see the word that said, oh, you know that kind of feeling. It motivates you. It keeps you on the go. It keeps you resilient. So join our community and also run through the mental check-in. And also you can talk to me direct. You can book a section for whatever you need. We are available for you. Thank you, and see you again in our season 1, episode 2. We'll be talking about the myths, or breaking out the myths, the stigma, the shame surrounding mental health, and how to take care of your mental health. See, that will be August, right? 1st of August. That will be wonderful. You know, when you start the month with understanding how you take care of yourself, so you can actually make it a habit starting from day 1 of August, and it's going to be boom. Before I close, you are not too broken to heal. You were never whatever you've gone through. It's not your fault that you are going through anything. Sometimes life happens. All you need to do, put yourself together. Pack yourself if it's possible. Keep jumping. Keep going, but never look back, because what is ahead is greater than what is behind. Thank you for connecting. My name is Joy Eneh-Oji. I'm a certified mental health and addiction counselor. See you in our next episode. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me. Help me to share this. Follow us on Joy Eneh-Oji and Mentally Aware on YouTube. Thank you. See you.